and welcome to Faith in F Boys. My name is Yin.
And I'm Yang.
And on Faith in F Boys, we discuss millennialism, personal development, relationships, all in the lens of a Christian woman.
Yes. So today we will be discussing our ideal woman. Or, I'm sorry, man. Wow. Our ideal man. And just criticizing each other's or our own checklist. So, I guess we can start off with the questions. My first question to you, Yang or Yin, Jesus Christ, brain farts. What is your standard man? Now, when I say standard man, I mean your idea of a man, because it may not be different. Not what you want, but what is your idea of a standard man in general? What are things he should already come with? That's what I'm asking.
So if the foundational aspects of a man that just supposed to be shipped and always have?
Yes.
Basically, I said devoted and dedicated. And I'm just going to list them, and then I can explain the essential ones. Devoted and dedicated, disciplined, patient, strong and secure, mature, intelligent and wise, loving, prepared, and a leader. And the ones that I want to really talk about are prepared. And that ties into the leadership, being prepared and ready. Part of being a leader is to think about the possible outcomes of this, and this. Just thinking ahead, because you always want to protect your family or your loved ones. And that goes into the strength and security, securing the people that you love in all aspects, whether it's physically, mentally, or emotionally. And that takes strength of its own. I'm not saying a man has to be the strongest person in the world, but men they do have a natural advantage of being stronger than women in a physical aspect as well. And the reason I said devoted and dedicated, and I'll even throw in disciplined, is because in order to lead again,
I like that, the 3Ds.
The 3Ds, you have to have a sense of devotion to the work that you do or to your leadership and be dedicated to it. And you have to be disciplined where when things pop up, it doesn't distract you on the goal you're headed in or the goal you're leading your wife in or your family in.
I like that.
Yeah, what about you?
So mine, I feel, were very similar. I said kind, a leader, thoughtful, problem solver, untemperamental, a teacher and student, great listener, and protector of women. So those were my qualities for the standard man. I said untemperamental. That's someone who's not able to easily
be shaken up,
lose their sense of self in a situation,
and sense of direction.
A direction as well. And we're not saying that, men can never have vulnerabilities or downfalls or weaknesses, but these are things that they have purposefully worked on, and these are things they're able to pretty much exhibit to a woman.
Yes.
And of course things come up. Life is life, and we're not expecting any man to be this way all the time.
Exactly.
Because we both want a man, and I think the world is ready to see the man that is in touch with his feelings, in touch with how he feels, and can I can't say this word.
Healthily.
In a healthy way, deal with their emotional traumas and everything.
That's good.
I said problem solver and that comes with preparedness, and being disciplined as well. Just someone who's able to always, they're just looking for what's the solution. Being solution based, I think, is a quality for a man. And protector of women. I think what really separates man from woman is that being an ally to a woman, just being of service to women in any way you can.
Doesn't matter if it's your wife.
Doesn't matter if it's your wife or
Your
loved
mom.
ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, those were the 3 qualities that I decided to highlight.
I love that.
Okay. All right. So
what did you want in a man? I'm very curious. So what did you want in a man before that you realized you actually don't need?
Of course, these were all physical things. Height, 6'4", 6'5", bone structure. I like that. Nice jawline, high cheekbones, you know. And let's see, what else did I think I needed? The physical things, I think, is what I really thought I needed. But I realized what the person is made up of is way more important than what they look like. And so, I'm trying to think, was there anything else? I think I added more to my list than I took away. More things that needed to be there.
That shows your growth.
Yeah. So, and I added more non-physical things. So.
Yeah, we were young though.
This is, when you're young, the world is your oyster. You can build the man you want.
Okay.
And expect that to be delivered on your front door, but it doesn't always work that way. And you always have to ask yourself what you really want. Is it really the desire that God also has for you? Because that's really important.
That's it.
And I don't think height and cheekbones is on the list for God for me. Like, that's not. That's not.
Girl, I understand.
So
yeah, for me it was, and this was actually something I have been battling, and I kind of found the root of it. It's actually a man being of my same ethnicity or culture. And the reason I say that, of course, I would prefer someone to be very well aware of it or even included in it, because I already lack some of it. So it's at my detriment. And in order for me to grow, so I thought, it would be even more amazing to have a husband that's even more knowledgeable in those areas. But I've actually kind of scraped that out. And what is a priority for me is having a man that's open. Somebody that will throw themselves in my culture and just immerse themselves in it and love it as their own. So whoever that person is, I'm here for it. It doesn't have to be somebody that's Nigerian or just Igbo. It could be somebody of different race. I'm actually open to it because it's about the heart of that person, And another thing, of course, the physical. Now, I'm going to be 100% frank with you guys, because I'm not going to sit here and try to give a perfect answer. I'm going to be truthful, very truthful. Now, the whole height and weight aspect that I have always incorporated as a necessity is due to me feeling secure. You know how I said that you want part of being the standard of a man is to provide security. And I'm talking about directly for your wife as a woman. I will feel more secure if a man is larger than me. And it's because I am naturally a stronger woman and a fuller woman. And with the height and with a larger mass, I have seen for myself to feel more safe and to also feel as if, of course I'm jumping, but to feel as if I am intimate with this person in the future, that I won't feel as if I'm the man and you're the woman.
Oh, Lord.
Being 100%. These are things that I think about. Of course, when you think about who a man of God is, that is like way more important. But when we're talking about my security, and something that's actually very important to me, that is important, Now, if I were to find a perfect man and he wasn't as tall as I wanted and as strong as I wanted, I'll help him get that strong. But I would not turn him down. But it is something that I would really like. It's not a necessity. It's not do or die. I can say that. But it's still like in the middle, kind of.
Okay. So, what are some of your deal breakers, and what are additional qualities that we can add, that you would add on to your regular standard man that is tailored to your needs and wants?
Yeah, very personal. We're not even just talking about the standard man, but my standard man. What I actually figured out is that I need a man that is thoughtful, someone that is a natural server, because that is my love language. I support, I serve, I find different areas where I can make your day better or easier, and I incorporate those things. And it will be nice to receive that as well. I would like a man that I recently realized from dating is that I am a very conversational type of person. Someone that can have conversations with me and have an open mind, not to agree, but to learn or to kindly rebuttal. Somebody that is positive and kind. Positive and kind. Because I actually started to look at my friendships and just my relationships with people and family members, and what is it rooted in? Why do I like being around these people? Like Yang, she's a kind person. She doesn't dwell on negative things. There's always, but there's always some light. She just is you want to be around her. And that's the same way you want to feel around your loved one, the person that you will spend majority of your time with and grow with. So from being in some relationships where they weren't so kind, maybe mean at times, and maybe negative at times, you see how draining it could actually be. So those are my deal breakers. Additional things would be the physical aspects, would be a man that is at a very nice height where I feel as if he is a man. I hate that term, but you guys know what I mean. And for a man to be dark chocolate. Okay.
Lord.
No, but on a more serious level, additional things would be for a man to be a black man. Y'all don't want to hear it. But I tell you this now, if I
identify as black.
To identify,
there are people a part of the diaspora
that don't identify,
who are not in America,
that don't
identify as black.
That's a fact.
But that's a black man.
So I actually realized that from asking myself all these things that I need that will make me happy. What if that person wasn't black or didn't identify as black? Would I be open to that person? And absolutely I would. That person was willing and open to immersing themselves in my culture, was family oriented, was God-fearing, was very hard worker and goal-oriented, and was a leader and a family man. Why not? If this was a person I can come home to and be vulnerable about my own black experiences or other experiences, why not? Now, would I prefer a black man? Of course. But it is an additional need, an additional want. Yeah. What about you?
So deal breakers for me would be a lack of control over one's emotions. From past experiences, I realized that I can't know more on what you're feeling than you know for yourself, because it's just you'll feel like you're dealing with a child at some point. And we don't, no one wants to be with someone that's not emotionally stable. And so that is a deal breaker for me. A closed-minded person, like Yin described me as, I like to always find the light in things, the positive in things. And so I don't want someone who's so negative and closed-minded. I think there are so many differences in this. I mean, there's so many options and choices in this world, and it's okay if you and your spouse differ on some things. But I don't want you to be close-minded to what I may like or whatever because you
don't agree.
And then of course a kind. I just need someone with a very kind spirit.
Man.
And that sounds so like juvenile, but it's just like a lot of people are not happy. A lot of people are acting one way on Instagram or when you encounter them on a very surface level. But when you are close with someone, you really get to see who they are day to day, moment to moment, in real life situations. And I've dated someone who his mood was very much dependent on what he was going through. He was not, by default, a happy person. And he wasn't, by default, a kind person. And maybe the world has made him bitter, but that is something that I cannot deal with. And it may sound like that's coming off harsh. And I'm not saying I don't have room or space to give my partner when he is going through something. No. But by default, you shouldn't be an angry person. You shouldn't be a mean person. And that is very important to my happiness because the way I view things and because the way I lead my life, which is in light and faith with God can do all things. And so if I'm living by these things, I can't have someone who is undoing or trying to undo with his comments and attitude everything I believe in. So those would be my deal breakers.
Yeah, that was good.
Additional qualities, I would say loving, because loving for me is different. I need a lot of words of affirmation. I like a lot of compliments and stuff like that. That might not be other people's thing. So I said loving, affectionate, intuitive. I love a man who is able to just pay attention to small details about you and let you know he noticed those things. Someone who is very versed in many topics. I love to talk about different things. I feel like I know a little bit about everything because I'm so inquisitive. I like to ask a lot of questions, and I enjoy different cultures. I enjoy learning about different ways of life. Even if it doesn't agree with me, I'm still open to learning. So someone who's also open to learning. Spiritual man of God, conversationalist, that goes with being versed in many topics. Seeker of knowledge, positivity and uplifting. Sense of humor is very big for me. I need someone who can make me laugh. Someone who has the same sense of humor as me, because sometimes my humor can be a little dark and offensive.
Crackhead vibes.
But I love that. I love someone who can take a joke. I always like to push the envelope a little bit.
Yeah, I play hard. But she plays nasty.
So it's like, I want you to be able to, be in on that joke with me. Someone who is a master of something is very attractive for me, to find a man who is just really good at something. That just adds to the attraction.
That has a skill.
And
building and working on
that skill. And then passion. Someone who's passionate. Those things, those will be my additional qualities.
That was a lot.
Specifically for me.
Okay, so the next question is, what type of man do you find yourself falling for, Sham?
Jesus.
So you just listed all of these deal breakers and these additional qualities. That's fine and dandy. But what do you actually find yourself settling or falling for?
I always fall for what's just giving me the most attention. So that just comes in the form of anything. That's just a freaking
guess who gang?
Guess who? Like knock knock. Knock knock joke, like I don't know who it is.
But that's so funny. Knock knock. Who's there? I don't know. Lord.
So
Why is that?
I think it's because I'm just an attention hoe.
Oh, man.
I'm only saying it because my pastor says it.
Right. He said, y'all some hoes. I'm like, Pastor Mike. He's like, y'all not ready for the truth.
Yeah, I think that
Oh, Lord.
I love that attention, and especially if I'm still also like attracted to you, it's like, okay, this cool. And that's what I'm saying. Like, most of my dating experience has led to, we were just dating, and then it turned into a situationship, and then it just ended up in a relationship. And so, yeah, I think most times I end up settling for just who's there. Knock, knock, who's there?
I don't know. Okay, so for me, girl, this is a good question. I'm actually trying to find the commonality. And I think the commonality would be that, there's some type of emotional connection, meaning they express how much they like me,
Yes, that's part of the attention.
want to be with me, and what they see with me, and how different I am, and then on top of it, they express their goals to me, and they sound nice. But what I realize is that a lot of people try to match my energy. They see that I'm a passionate person, that I'm very goal oriented and ambitious, so they try to reciprocate that same energy. So I actually found myself presently saying that I'm no longer going to just throw out all the goodness of me and allow that person to show me their goodness. So I feel like that is one of the flaws. And I had this other thing. Oh, yeah. People from the outside looking in. Because I've heard people say it, and it sometimes irritates me, but I'm like, you know what? They don't know me, or they don't know this aspect of me, so it's not their fault. People from the outside looking in would think that I like men who are below me, or we, in that sense, I hate saying that, or that I like leading men. And that is not true. I'm so ready for leader, or controlling men, like people like to say. But when you are in a more consistent or quote unquote better place in your life, where you're founded and rooted and grounded in God or better things or great things, you will naturally start to lead. So it's not even that I enjoy leading, it's that I have seen myself falling into relationships where I am the one pushing, or I am the one leading. I'm the one reminding. Remember you said you wanted to do this? Remember you said you were going to do this? Or I'm the one having these mature, confrontational conversations. When in reality, it would be nice if either someone could meet me halfway, or even if someone could lead and I could just cross my arms and take the back seat. I've been waiting for it. So I believe that because of what has wooed me in, R.I.P. Pop Smoke, what has wooed me in has been, woo. Okay. Yeah. But what has wooed me in has been that emotional, those emotional, vulnerable conversations I have with people. And that's what links me with friends too. But what keeps the friendship is way deeper than that. So I need to also be protective of my heart and how heartfelt I am. And I'm a person where if you explain something to me, I can feel pieces of your pain. I have to be very careful of my heart, because my heart can get me in trouble. So.
Oh, that's good. I feel the same way with me. I think what it is, men
girl,
will
definitely with us.
Yeah, we're empaths.
We're empaths.
We can feel other people's pain, suffering, struggles, insecurities. And so we are also people who know our purpose is to help and to influence. And so we may try to help influence that man.
But when you're attracted to them and then they're including you in their future, you just blurred those lines. You could have helped them as a friend. Now you're trying to help and lead somebody and develop somebody in a relationship. And now they're doing it for you, not even doing it for themselves. And the progression isn't actually there.
Yeah, and you burn out quicker.
Burn freaking out.
So, yeah, I definitely can contest to that. I don't think I mean, I think some guys have called me controlling. It's because I feel like I've had a grasp on a lot of things and how things should work. And the men that I've been with are just now hearing these things for the first time with me. And so they feel like,
Girl, that's true.
you know, if they heard these things more often, maybe they wouldn't feel like I'm trying to control them.
You're literally restructuring.
You're
their
restructuring their lives, and it feels a lot. It feels very invasive, especially when they're trying to still show you, or maybe feel like they need to prove to you that they're the man for you. So it feels invasive, and it feels like, oh, you're just trying to tell me what to do. But that's why I like a man that's a good listener, because I do understand I have a lot to offer in a relationship, and I need him to be able to listen to what I have to offer, but also have responses.
Girl.
I'm not just looking for you to shut up and listen. I'm looking for you to listen,
joking.
hear what I'm saying, and then have a response.
What type of men haven't you experienced that you would like to encounter?
Oh, yes.
That was the question. So, the type of man, like I said, that I would love to encounter is one, a man that is already in his profession or very, very close to reaching it. That goes back to the leader aspect. I'm no longer in college or in high school where I'm like, oh, this is what I want to do when I grow up, and you're not actually doing it. Or you're actually in the place where you're still trying to figure it out. Back to the leader aspect that we talked about, a part of being a standard of a man is being able to know where you are going and how you are going to achieve it. I'm not asking for perfection. There's room for you to make mistakes, just like there's room for me to make mistakes. But what I am asking for is someone that is assertive in the direction that they're heading to, and they have disciplined their mind and their actions to be focused in that area. You have a goal and you are focused and getting in that goal. So I need a man like that. I need a man that actually is ready to get married. Yeah, I've said it. I said it this 2020. Yeah. I'm going to date my husband. We were talking about intentional dating in our previous episode. I want a man to tell me, yes, I'm looking for a wife. Not just say it like how people be saying, I'm looking for a wifey. But like real life, the way you're moving and how you are, what you're creating is so you can have a wife and for a family. So that is what I am looking for. So when somebody tells me, oh, I'm not looking for a relationship, I just, come on now. Am I in high school where I'm sitting here like, I can be your girlfriend? You're trying to convince somebody? No.
And I think it's okay if a man is still at that point, but just know that I'm not going to be the one to pursue you. We're not going to.
That is
we can't continue this.
Everybody are in different
phases.
Everybody's in a different phase in their life, and it doesn't make you a horrible person, doesn't make you less or better. I am just saying, right now where I'm at, I need a man to match where I'm at. I'm in a place where I know what I'm doing. I'm continuously putting in the work to get to the largest dream that I can in this industry or living in this purpose. I would like a man that is doing the same thing and is actually creating space for him to open the garden for Eve to step in and flip that place.
Without eating the apple part.
Eating that apple.
I agree with that. I just need what I haven't encountered yet. And I've dated a man who has a lot of things that I could check off, but I just need ultimately a man that's prepared for the woman he know he deserves. Because I think a lot of men know what they deserve, but do your life reflect what you're saying you're deserving? And that's why with intentional dating, it is hard to date multiple people, because you're cutting them short of who they're trying to present to you, because they won't be able to even like enter into your life and stretch out and really show you what they're about, because you're trying to date other people. Intentional people have a lot to give, so you have to have enough space for them to occupy and show you what they're about. So that's what I would say. Preparedness is something I haven't encountered. Not not to his full capacity. So, and I think a lot of men, they don't know they want to intentionally be with someone until they see that, until they see the person. But something women are really good at that our male counterparts need to get up to speed on is being more prepared. Like we're already aware of our actions and the way we move, or at least
we're ready
thinking about it and talking about it.
We're ready in 2025.
Right. We're already thinking about marriage and the kids, and they're still trying to wonder, is that perfect person even out there? Is the person for them even out there? Then when she shows up at your door, you like, oh shit, let me hurry up and clean out my closet.
Come on.
Like, no, like that stuff should have been already in place.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, so the final question, we're going to wrap it up, you guys. What do you believe is the standard man of God? And we're going to keep this one short. We listed the standard man overall, but of God, what do you think based on his word and based on your teachings? What is the standard man of God?
Standard man of God is those three you said: discipline, dedication, and devotion. Though that's the standard of man right there. A man devoted to his purpose, devoted to God. Purpose is going to include that wife, that family. A man that is disciplined, he's able to meet challenges head on because he is devoted to God, and that is his ultimate strength. So
he's devoted to loving.
He's devoted, to loving.
Supporting you.
Discipline is very important in singleness as it is in being in a relationship. A man who lacks discipline in singleness is going to struggle with being disciplined when he's has someone else's life and feelings and emotions also in his hands. So discipline is very important. And then what was the other one?
Discipline, dedication, and devotion.
Dedicated also goes into that purpose and passion. So I think with those 3 D's, you have a man of God.
Well, that's it. I don't have anything to say. Triple D's.
Triple D's.
All right. Cool.
So that is our topic today. Let us know what you guys felt about this topic. And hit us up in the DMs on our Faith and F Boys platform on Instagram. And let us know what your list is. Eventually, we do want to open up a ask forum where you guys can get more maybe tailored to your needs and your questions, what we feel about things, or maybe you just want to share things. So we will open up that space. But in the meantime, definitely DM us. Let us know what are some things you might have had an issue with that we said, or what are some things you're in total agreement with. We want to hear from you. Make sure you follow us on all platforms: Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Faith, the letter N, F Boys. And follow us on our personal platforms as well. We will
we'll drop it in the description.
Drop that in the description as well.
Yep. Well, that's all we have.
All right. And with that, peace,
love,
and prosperity.